Hello everybody, good morning, welcome to Herne Bay High School. We've got very excited Janet there. I'm going to bring them on. I have two timeless ladies and one time lord, Janet Fielding, Nicola Bryant and Peter Davison. I think yours is just on. Or you were just going to share mine.
Oh.
Right, thank you so much. Do take a seat. I don't want you all sliding backwards.
I don't know. But sorry, you're just going to look at our bottoms for most of this. So,
Are they not long enough for you to reach?
if I put it on the feet. Yeah, there we go.
Stop making a fuss.
Excellent kick.
You two, honestly.
It's just he was fussed about.
Are you on?
Way down, isn't it?
It's a long way down.
Yes. Yeah.
Right, we might need to share some mic sounds, okay?
Oh,
So
good.
that's all fine. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm ridiculously excited because all three of you are my era of Doctor Who. So I'm just going to sit back and let you guys take over. So do we have? I'm willing to bet we're going to see some hands going up. Do we have some questions? The young gentleman here. Where's my volunteer? Here you go, Caroline. The young gentleman in the orange cap, please. He's got an orange cap. He's in the middle. Yeah, go on, shout it, and I'll repeat it so everyone can hear it.
What was your favourite?
Hey!
What was your favourite episode of Doctor Who you were in? For Peter.
Okay. Can I pass someone's mic?
No.
Look, it's dead. I'm the Doctor, and it's a dead microphone. Well, normally Caves of Androzani, I think, was my favourite story, but I did have but also Earthshock. So that covers both the companions that are here, which I think is a very...
Very clever of him.
Yeah.
A wise choice.
So I thought Caves of Androzani overall was the best, apart from possibly the last 30 seconds, when I unfortunately turned into Colin Baker. So I think I disregard that. I'd have those edited out of that episode. But Earthshock was great because it was, for two reasons. One is I love the Cybermen, and also it was a great surprise because no one knew that it was a Cyberman story. It hadn't got out, so that when the Cybermen appeared at the end of that first episode, it was a real shock. So those are my two.
An earth shock.
What?
You said it was a real shock. I said an earth shock.
An earth shock, yeah. A real earth shock, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my answer.
Next question, please.
Is this for me?
Oh,
Was
no,
it?
we didn't. Sorry, the ladies didn't get to answer the question either. I do apologise. Nicola.
To me, it's a bit like, favourite child or favourite dog. I don't really have favourites, but I do have to say that Caves of Androzani has a very special place because that was an incredible story. But I don't really have a favourite because when I say favourite, I then go, oh, but I like that one. Oh, so I'm terrible at decisions. There you go.
So I've got two favourites, and they sort of linked stories. Kinder and what's the name? Snake Dance.
Well done.
Senior moment here. Yeah, we've all got it. Which is why my credit card thing isn't working and I have to race home to Ramsgate at lunchtime. I know that code. Not at the moment. Not at the moment.
Walk through the door, you'll remember.
Yeah. I honestly. And you are? So yeah, and the reason I like them is because they're quite unusual for a Doctor Who story of that era, and Chris Bailey, I think, was an incredible writer. The second one, Snake Dance, was Martin Clune's first telly, and he was obviously destined for stardom. And it gave me something interesting to do, other than what Doctor When, Doctor Who, Doctor How, Doctor. So I got to do Possession by Snake, and I have to say, I've never had to do Possession by... Oh, yes, I have. I was going to say I've never had to do it again, but I did. Yes.
So did you turn into a snake? Or you're possessed by a snake?
Just possessed by a snake.
Ah.
Peter Davison luckily hasn't got a microphone at this moment.
Yeah, so we can just chat.
Yeah, we
It's
could.
great.
Medication this morning.
Yeah, I don't know if I was possessed. I was possessed by Chris Ryan, really.
Really?
Yeah, because he took over my body.
Really?
Yeah. That happened yeah.
Did that happen
so
just
it's
now?
great because we're going and I did become a bird. That was a pretty good story.
Right.
Stands up to the test of time. Bit Squid Games, really, if you think about it. But there we
Next
go.
question, please. Thank you so much, everybody. Can we go to this lady here with the glasses who's got a beautifully straight hand up there?
So my little brother wanted to ask what your favourite TARDIS is if you couldn't choose the one that you were in, like whether that's the old or the new. Which one was your favourite?
That's
The new
great.
ginormous one. Oh my God. We were
What, the
all on the
ginormous what? Sorry.
we were all on the set for that when we went
Oh,
down
the
and did
TARDIS.
Tales of the TARDIS.
Yeah. Anyone but ours, really, because
Oh,
in the old days, in the classic Doctor's time, the TARDIS console was just wheeled in from the prop store into, they would paint the floor sort of grey colour.
Yeah.
Then they'd wheel in the TARDIS,
Yeah.
whereas when it came back, every Doctor had what they call a standing set, so his TARDIS console room was built in the studio and it was left there. It didn't have to be built to be wheeled out into a store cupboard while other shows were being
Yeah.
recorded. So they were all pretty amazing, actually, I thought.
Yeah.
Obviously, the latest one was the most extravagant. But it must be exhausting running around.
Because
It's size-
none of the walkways quite collected up, so you had to.
No,
You had
yeah.
a circuitous route through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jodie's set was quite busy. It had loads of things going on. It was
Right.
and it was very dark.
Yeah.
Capaldi's was good. I like Capaldi's.
I don't really remember.
That was sort of steampunk.
I don't know.
Yes, that was a good
So-
set. I liked that one.
The current TARDIS, Shooty's one, made me want to take up roller skating. Because it just looked like this should be a great skate park. So I think I'd quite like to have that one with skating lessons built in. That would be good.
It was quite fun when we did the Five-ish Doctors reboot. Colin, Sylvester, and I walked into, I think it was Matt Smith's TARDIS, and just made fun of it for 5 minutes because it had these really, this thing going around, at the top. So it was weird and sort of stairs everywhere. And Sylvester kept saying, oh God, I wouldn't like all these stairs. Get exhausted. I mean,
Five-ish Doctors reboot actually is my favourite thing from the 50th anniversary.
It's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
I know. Don't mistake that.
it was
Don't
quite-
mistake that for ongoing kindness.
No, I won't. I understand it's purely temporary.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, it was good though because it was a chance for us all to get in a thing that we weren't really in.
Yeah.
So we're looking for planning permission on these TARDISes.
Yeah,
now.
I know. It was fun, but it was partly making fun of the new series.
Yeah.
That I enjoyed most of.
Yeah.
Poor
They
Matt
think
Smith.
they're hot, but we are the classics.
Yes, I agree with that. Next question, please. I have a young doctor at the front here. Looking good, mate.
Thank you. Who is your favourite Doctor except for yourself?
Oh, that's a big question.
Who's your favourite Doctor except for yourself? I'm guessing that's for Peter.
Patrick Troughton. Because I'll tell you why, because without Patrick Troughton we wouldn't all be here today, because William Hartnell did it for the first 3 years and he had to give up because he was getting too unwell. No one up to that point had ever thought about regenerating doctors. There was no thought. William Hartnell was the doctor, he was going to be the only doctor, and then they found themselves with a very successful program and a leading actor was too ill to carry on. So they came up with, I don't know actually who came up with the idea of regeneration, the doctor could regenerate. And I remember sitting down to watch Patrick Troughton's first episode, quite determined to hate it, because he wasn't the doctor. You know, he'd been replaced, William Hartnell had been replaced. And by the end of the episode, he'd kind of won everyone over with a brilliant performance, entirely different from William Hartnell, but yet just as endearing and charismatic. And because of that, we're all sitting here today. There was that 10th Doctor bloke, but, you know, he was, you know...
I think he's quite special.
He was just copying me, basically. He admitted it. He admitted it on film. Come on.
Yeah.
Look at Time Crash.
Who would you have travelled with, the ladies? Who would you... obviously, Peter's your favourite, but was there someone else?
I know someone's going to insult.
Well, really?
Really?
Close your ears, close your ears.
None of us are sure.
Yeah.
None of us are sure about our favourite.
I bet you get asked it quite often.
Honestly, Peter.
Oh.
Peter's my favourite. But I'm with Peter. Patrick Troughton, when I was a kid, was really the one I thought of as my doctor, was Patrick. More so than William Hartnell, although, you know, I did see William Hartnell, but it was Patrick that really made the impact, funnily enough.
Yeah. So I was lucky enough to get to work with Patrick, which was great. So we got the two doctors. And I think always it's a bit of like, well, if you had the opportunity to work with another, I always quite fancy working with whoever's current, really, because that's the doctor at the time. Whoever's the current doctor.
Oh, I see.
If you know what I mean, because that's the... But, you know, I'll work with them all. That'll do, you know.
And it's a job.
Yes, it's a job.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Shooty Gatwa and you would make a beautiful pair, so I'll look forward to that one. Can we have another question, please? Can we take someone up the back, the young man up? Well, actually, I'm sorry, there's a young man on your lap. I'm not saying you're not young. You're a very handsome man.
My son would like to ask, who do you think the Doctor's best enemy is?
Ooh.
The best enemy. Well, it has to be the Master, really, because they're almost equals, and so I think it's the nicest one to play. Usually involves a bit more acting than if you're acting with a sort of rubber monster, or you know, someone inside a Dalek or someone inside a Cyberman outfit. So the nicest ones to play, and also it's a kind of duel. You know, there isn't ever any victor, as far as I can see. So it's just another adventure in the battle between the Doctor and the Master. So I would say them. Although my favourite. Sorry, you okay? You haven't brought the medication, have you? Would be. I love the Cybermen, as I mentioned earlier before. Because they could move quicker than anyone else. Are you all right, dear?
Yeah, no, I'm going to get
No,
water.
you stay here, I'll go and get some water. I'm way less important than you.
I know where it is.
All right, well, let's just carry on.
Sorry.
Yeah, so that's the answer, really. Master, in the end. Or the Missy, whatever whatever she's...
No, I can't shut the door.
No, she's literally stuck there. Arthur, can you please go and help out? Thank you. Nicola, who are your favourite baddies to go up against? Oh, there you go, she's got it.
Yeah.
I think I understand exactly what Peter's saying, that from the Doctor's perspective, you definitely want that the more equal your monster is, so to speak, the better the dialogue. But I think, not quite answering your question, from Perry's perspective, definitely she had a nemesis called Syl.
He was brilliant.
He was excellent.
Nabil.
Yeah.
Nabil was brilliant.
So brilliant. And it was a new... it's unfair to call him a monster, but he was. His behaviour was monstrous. And every time he met Perry, he really just wanted to kill her. So, you know, that makes that quite an adversarial relationship.
I'd say so.
Look, I find it hard to get past the Daleks and Davros. I'm very fond of Davros. Ugly, very ugly man. Dalek, whatever. But the one that I wish that I'd worked with that I never got to do, because it's modern era, and I've only done that one story, is Weeping Angels.
Oh,
Why on earth do the Weeping Angels work so well? Why are they so scary? It doesn't make any sense. But they're terrifying.
They really were so frightening.
It's a kind of idea. It's an idea, isn't it? It's a
Yeah.
brilliant idea of
Oh.
the Weeping Angels, because as you say, they're just like statues.
They're statues.
Yeah.
It's that childhood imagination, isn't it? It's the shadow in the corner. It's that thing
Yeah.
you just walk past. It's what we innately start to fear from a very young age, isn't it? That
Yeah, I
our
guess
own
so.
imagination takes that.
Yeah.
It's so clever.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's very Stephen Moffat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
He
is.
once said to me again, I saw him and he said, I've got this great idea, the next story. It's just a crack in the wall. And I thought, yeah, it's another
Yeah.
idea, but it's a brilliant idea. Just
Well,
terrible.
the malice was a crack in the wall in The Awakening that we did.
Yes.
You don't know what to say, do you? Do you remember? It was, what was his name that directed it? Senior moment, once again. Anyway, he was so excited. It was his first directing Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And we were in rehearsal, and he was telling us about the special effect, and the crack in the wall would open, and then and the malice would appear, and then it would start oozing, and we all said as one, green slime. And he went, how did you know?
Yeah, that's the main thing, green slime, yeah. Yeah, but it was harder to get right, wasn't it, for some reason? I mean, it was a nice idea, that
Yeah.
bit of that but that was
Yeah.
what was that one called? Church?
The Awakening.
That's Awakening, yeah, that's right. Well done. They're working now, those meds.
I wouldn't count on it.
That's what the water was for.
Yeah.
Can we get another question, please? I would just say the villain, I think it was a Sylvester McCoy one, the Candy Man, who they only had once. I'm telling you, like 10, 12-year-old me, absolutely terrified. Couldn't eat a Bertie Bassett sweet for years afterwards.
It was strange how comforting that was, though, when parents would come, when I was in the early days doing Doctor Who, and parents would come up and go, oh, I'm not sure if you can let our child watch this because it's so frightening. And I was thinking, yeah, great. That's good. Let's frighten them. That's what they like.
Yeah,
they do
absolutely, absolutely. Can we get another question? Sorry.
Hello.
There you go, sorry.
Big fan of the behind the sofa on the box sets that you do.
Oh, yeah.
How is your day like when you're doing those? Do you do them all in one day? And what's
we
your
do them all in
attention
one day.
span like? Do you not get bored?
We
No,
write
because
down.
we know the food that is coming.
Yeah. We have nice lunches. They're quite nice lunches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Russell
And that's all we really care about. We'll
Yeah.
turn up for a lunch. And then we just sit down and we discuss all the horrible things we're going to say about whoever's story we're watching.
Yeah.
Do you watch them in advance? Do you
No,
make a plan?
it's all spontaneous nastiness
Yeah.
coming out. But it's kind of affectionate, you know. I remember in the early days when we would do just the audio things for the DVDs, I guess. Yeah. Sometimes I would be doing them with Janet, and they'd have to stop her because they'd say, "Look, Janet, could you find something nice to say about it?" But it's part of the fun of the way you make Doctor Who. It is mad and things go wrong and you're making compromises all the time, and it's quite nice to just break down those things and say, yeah, this was terrible. This worked out really bad.
And people liked it. People liked the fact that we were honest about it.
Yeah. But then, back in those days, we were just being horrible about our own stories.
Yeah, we
now
were.
we get to be horrible about
everybody.
Colin and Sylvester's stories too. It's great.
They're
you
really
must
nice
think
people.
we're terrible.
So in Australia, Sylvester said to me, "You terrify me. I don't know what you're going to say."
We don't see the full show, so that's the other difficulty. Is that sometimes you're sitting there and you think, I don't think this makes any sense, but you think, can I say that I don't think this makes any sense, because it possibly doesn't make any sense because I'm not watching the whole show. So there is that kind of weirdness, isn't there?
I'd like to say that mostly I have watched the whole show.
Yeah.
I watched them before that because I like to know what's going on.
Yeah, I do, but they keep saying don't do that.
Really?
Yeah, because I said don't.
Do
Shouldn't
they?
we watch them? Yeah, they've always said to me don't watch them before because
Oh.
they want the spontaneous reaction.
Yeah, I'm just watching them as a story. Then
Yeah.
when I rewatch them, I can be spontaneously evil about them.
Yeah, it's got to depend on the time lapse, hasn't it? You know, if you watch them the day before, but yeah.
Peter
think
Davison, spontaneously evil. I really like that.
That's a quote.
It is, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
the one we're going to run with.
I'm spontaneously evil. Yeah.
Can we get another question? Oh, it was just up here, please. In the middle, the gentleman with the glasses, please. Grey jacket, red top. He's standing up. I'm just talking for no reason now.
Thank you, retired teacher. My daughter and my daughter's the same age as Nicola and Janet were when they were doing the parts. We both liked The Visitation and obviously your Swan Song story. And the reason we thought they both worked so well was that you were given amazing guest stars to work against. So all of you can have some input here. What did you make of Michael Robbins, who I knew from On the Buses, but was perfectly cast for that role? And am I mistaken, it's Chris Gable as Sharaz Jack, the late Chris Gable, that they're both gone. What was it like working with them? Because it looked tremendous on film.
It was fun. He was just like that, wasn't he? I mean,
He was.
He was.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so he just brought that performance, I think, to the screen with the added advantage of the costume as well. No, he was he was good. He was very good.
Yes,
Very
he was good, but he was very, as Peter said, he was very sort of over the top in a good way.
Yeah, in real life.
Yeah, in real life. So, plus a chance. Cool location, though. That house was lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
But what I remember about that story, one of the things I remember is we used to always do things like that in Black Park, which is out near Windsor. And, of course, it's under the flight path. There weren't a lot of planes back in the 18th century. No, 17th century, isn't it? Yeah, 17th century. There weren't a lot of planes, so we spent a lot of time waiting for the planes to go over. And, so we got to know Michael quite well, waiting for the planes.
Literally, I think it was one every 3 minutes, wasn't there? You had to turn over in between the takes. As the plane was disappearing, you had to turn over, action, and then you just get a take in before the next plane came over.
And the reason they did that is because if we went beyond the 25-mile zone, they had to pay overnights to the actors and the crew.
That all makes sense.
Yeah. So that's why we had to shoot within within the M25, really.
It's the craziest place to shoot ever.
Yeah, absolutely loony.
Another question, please. Gentleman, hat, glasses over there. A doctor, that's the one, the man holding his hat up. I'm making Caroline run back and forth here. Thank you very much.
Okay, if you go back to the travel though, where would you go? Rather go in the past or the future or the present as? Now, like one of them are the past or the future.
So whereabouts in time they'd travel, past, future, present, where would you go if you could choose anywhere?
I'd go back to the past, definitely. Mm-hmm. I don't like the look of the future.
Well...
It may not even be there. No, I'd definitely go back to the past, but as long as I wouldn't have to live there permanently. I'm not sure. I think I may be a bit too 21st century in terms of comforts, but it's certainly I think...
I wouldn't mind a quick...
17th, even 18th century.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I would say would be, I would find it very interesting.
Yeah.
Mainly because it's very hard to determine what the truth about the history of this country was then accurately, and what the living conditions were. Obviously hugely varied. The people very poor and people wealthy and a bit in between. But I'm reading this book, Boswell's Life of Johnson, at the moment, which is fascinating. I think I just want to go back there, the sort of 1750s, and just it was great.
Wasn't so great for women.
No.
Oh, stop with your women. Come on, it's fine. It wasn't great for a lot of people. It's not. It wasn't a lot for many men as well.
No, that is true. But
all I'm saying is, it's not about that. It's just about the historical.
For a start,
thing.
Healthcare. Having children was extremely dangerous for women. And there's that Antonia Fraser book about that century.
Yeah.
And at the start of the century, the midwives were all women. And then doctors came into the birthing rooms, and the puerperal fever rates went sky high, and death rates started climbing.
Yeah. But I mean, medical practices in those days weren't exactly,
No, they weren't.
good for anybody. So across the board. I'm really just talking about the kind of cultural side of things, not so much the plight. I mean, I
Stay long enough to have kids.
Okay.
yeah, I did point out I didn't want to stay there.
Yeah, we're avoiding cholera and going. So where would you go, Janet? Where would you choose?
I'd like to go, but for a very, very brief time, to the night of the election results in 2028 in the USA.
Okay.
That's where I'd like to go. Not for a long time, because it could be quite frightening.
What makes you think there will be an election in 2028 in the USA?
Good question, Pete. Good question.
Nicola, where would you like to
Colin
travel?
always says he'd like to go back to the birth of a certain person relating to your statement and meet the parents and separate them very quickly.
Yeah.
Mine's a bit, I would like to go back in time and have some time with my dad who died when I was young. So that's a bit, it's a bit schmaltzy, I know, but it's the truth. If I actually had a TARDIS in front of me.
Yeah. Well, that's a very
Always well
beautiful
up with this
answer.
question. I think it became one. I think Rose did it, didn't she?
Yeah, Rose did it.
Yeah, and when
Yes,
that episode
yes.
came up, I was like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I would.
Well, that's
'cause-
beautiful. And then
yeah.
maybe you can incorporate an inopportune knock on the door of Mr. and Mrs. Trump on a
Yeah.
night in, and
No.
we'll sort.
I don't think
we'll
my
interrupt
parents never
anything
left the
happening
country.
there.
They're so unlikely that they existed. But yes. I
Right,
would
I'm
do.
afraid we don't have any more time for any more questions. We have run out of time. Can we please give a massive Herne Bay thank you to Janet Fielding, Nicola Bryant and Peter Davison. Thank you so much.